Hello everyone, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. Trust you are doing great. Alright, so I want to talk about something very important, and that is YouTube has been rejecting a lot of applications for monetization. And the reason is very obvious. YouTube is a reputable organization, and being a reputable organization, they have a policy, they have their rules and regulations, which people that are collaborating with them must comply with. YouTube has made a platform available to creators to showcase their talent, to show what they have. All right. In as much as YouTube has made their platform available to us as creators, YouTube has its own policies on how we creators can create our content. The content that we create should be at par with the rules and regulations of YouTube. But unfortunately, there are so many creators, new creators, old creators, for whatever reason, especially the new YouTubers or whatever, for maybe they want to get monetized as quickly as possible. They do not, find the time or spend the time going through the policies of YouTube. All right, at the end of the day, they create content that is not at par with YouTube policies, and then they'll be rejected. There are some accounts that are being deleted, some want. We see copyright strike, copyright, and all that. Why? Because we content creators, we do not follow the rules of YouTube. Now, if every one of us follows the rules and regulations of YouTube when it comes to content creation, nobody will have issues or problem with them. I've had issues with YouTube before. I was monetized, and few days after I was demonetized. Why? You reuse content. All right. So based on my experience, I'm going to tell you things that you should do for you not to be rejected. Because I'm going to tell you a story, something that happened to a very good friend of mine, how her monetization application was actually rejected. And if you stick around, you're going to learn one or two things from our own mistakes, so that you too will not make such mistakes. If you have made such mistake before you apply for monetization, make sure you correct all the mistakes you have made, so that YouTube will not reject your application. All right, so if you are ready, let us dive in. Now, let me start with this. A very good friend of mine, all right, because she was looking for watch hours, she had about 5,000 subscribers, 5,000 plus subscribers, but our watch hour was like, say, 1,000 plus or so. And then she heard of Restream, that you could actually use Restream to boost your watch hours. All right, she went ahead and used Restream, and she got over, I think, 7 to 10,000 watch hours. And she did a video on how she did it, educating other content creators that want more views on how she went about it. And that if they follow her, they copy the way she did hers, they are also going to get watch hours, 4,000 watch hours as quickly as possible. All right. Now, after she got 7 to 10,000 watch hours, she applied for monetization. Right. So I've been expecting her to come out to say that she has been monetized, so that I can at least celebrate with her. But I didn't hear from her. And after a while, she called me, and then I asked her, "Have you been monetized now?" Unfortunately, she said no. Why? She said reuse content. Now, when she said reuse content, I might just remember restream. Right? There's so many people that are using restream to get watch hours. Now, she said because of reuse content. Now, the reuse content could be from restream, because when you are doing restream, you loop the video and it will keep on repeating itself. We play, finish playing, and start all over again from the beginning, for several hours, keep replaying for several hours. All right, and YouTube have a very good system that can detect videos that are being replayed. All right, I don't know if it was her own personal video she was playing. I cannot tell, but it could be from that, and it could also be from her using someone else's content, someone else's video on our video. All right, you see, YouTube frown against reuse content. All right, there's nothing wrong in repurposing other people's content, but it should be repurposed significantly. It should be repurposed very well. All right, you don't just copy someone else's hard work into your own content. YouTube frowns at it. If you want to use someone else's content, you have to add value to the content. All right, like someone said that it is not the one that works hard that makes a lot of money, but it's the one that works smarter. Now, somebody can work hard to create a content. You can work smarter than the person that worked hard to create that content and even make more money than the original owner of that content. All right? And that is why we are all called to be creative. When you want to use someone else's content, be creative. As you are adding or subtracting, as you are editing or modifying the content, be creative in modifying the content. Add significant value to the content, and you could get more views and you can make more money from using someone else's content. But many of us, we don't spend the time to edit and add more value to this content. We just copy someone else's video and paste it in our own video. YouTube have a system that detects such thing. All right, you might go away with it now, but later on, YouTube is going to fish it out. And so, before you use someone else's content, ensure that you add significant value to this content before you put it to your channel. All right, it happens to everybody, even those that are being monetized. All right, if you are monetized and you also use someone else's content without significantly adding value to the content, YouTube is going to flag that video that is copyrighted, reused content. It belongs to somebody else, and such video could be taken down, and which could affect your channel. These days, YouTube deletes a lot of channels, right, without even giving them details as to the reason why their channels were deleted. All right, YouTube might not even tell you the particular video that is reused content, the particular video that is the reason why your monetization application was rejected, or why you were demonetized. Because I was demonetized before, a few days after I was monetized, I was demonetized. Why? Because of reused content. All right, so I learned it the hard way, and I made up my mind not to, use someone else's content anymore. And if I have to use someone else's content, I have to add significant value to that content. All right, so you understand. So all the effort this friend of mine put in creating this video, all right, effort she put in building a channel, all right, was like futile, because when our application was rejected, she felt demoralized. All right, she felt discouraged, and she said she wasn't going to continue with YouTube business anymore. She was going to do something else. All right, so my dear viewers, you can listen to what happened to this friend of mine. All right, before you use someone else's content, add significant value to it. Don't copy and paste such video in your own video without adding value to it. And also those that are using restream, be careful. All right, be careful when you're using restream. There's something about building your audience from scratch. All right, you see, one of the advantages of building your audience from the scratch is that after you get monetized, you are going to have a community of people that will be interested in watching your videos. And so you discover that when you are creating videos that resonate with the viewers that you have, you're going to be making a lot of money. But if you use Restream to get your 4,000 watch hours, you know that Restream, people may not be watching your video. It's only looping and replaying and all that. So people are not watching actually. So after you get monetized, you may not be making a lot of money because you do not have a community that would be watching your video. So there are so many channels today that are monetized, but they are not making money. Given the reason why I said that we should build our audience from the scratch rather than using Restream or any other platform that is against the policy of YouTube. All right, try from the scratch to build a community. Let the people know what your channel is all about. Find out what your viewers want to watch and give them what they want to watch. Look for problems online. All right, optimize your title for search and several other things that you need to do. All right, once you have an idea of what your viewers love to watch, create a content around that, and you discover that your viewers will be watching your videos consistently, and you'll be making a lot of money. All right, so it is said that a word is enough for a wise. All right, do not spend so much time creating videos, and at the end of the day, YouTube is going to pull it down. All right, be original. If you have to borrow content from XYZ channel, add value to this channel. Don't just copy and paste it to your channel. And if you do that, all your effort will be futile. All right. I hope that these words that I've spoken, you're going to learn from it. It's everyone said that experience is the best teacher, but it's not your own experience. Learn from other people's experience so that you will not be making the same mistake. All right, so at this point, I want to draw the curtain today. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please kindly do so, as I do teach people how to make money online using several platforms, and I also teach people how to trade Forex. And Forex is one of the platforms also that I teach people how to trade the Forex market and make money online. If you're interested, kindly become a member, and I'm going to give you members videos. Subscribe once again, and subsequently, as I upload more of my content, you will be one of the first to get notified. Thank you very much. Till I see you